Alright, hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, it is weekly reset, and what that means is the must-do checklist of all things involving weekly activities. Oh, I just joined a raid that I had signed up for. Okay, well this is perfect. I will pause the video when we do the raids here, but raids are a 2 times a week event to do. These are definitely a non-negotiable must-do because you will get activity points for doing those, along with various other things, including this applies to your seeker rating, which will increase your combat rating over time. So that's why you need to do the raids as frequently as possible. These fall into the weekly must-do category because, like I said, and then in doing so, you will get what are these demonic remnants, which will give you more combat rating, and combat rating is a must-have in this game. Okay, so there's that, and that's why raids are very, very important. Okay, there's 8 of us. Oh no, there's 6 of us now. We lost people. I thought we had 8. Anyway, nonetheless, that's good. I'm in a raid. As soon as it pops, I will pause the video and proceed with it, and hopefully knock it out fairly quickly. Alright, so there is that, discussing raids. That kind of redirected my focus just a little bit there. But yeah, raids are very, very important for that reason alone. They will also be in your battle pass, and they will also provide, well, that's Telequarry. Anyway, you'll get activity points for completing them, so that's definitely a must. All right, as far as the Hilt Trader goes, every week, depending on how many hilts you have stockpiled up.
You're in the right place.
All right, what I get as a free-to-play. Now, granted, there's the monthly legendary crest. That's only once a month, so you might as well grab it if you have the hilts. That is. No, I am not. I'm out of here. All right, never mind. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing it. Not in the very first start of the week with less than 8 people. There's no excuse.
Haha, yes.
All right, moving on. Back to what I was going to talk about originally. Okay, so I usually get the Telluric Pearls every week, the Rare Crests every week, and the keys, depending on how much. And I like to keep a surplus of hilts on hand at all times, which will fluctuate. Now that I'm also in Immortals, I have to, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I have to. It's a requirement. You have to get the Sigils of Dominance with hilts as well. So I have to buy all those up. Now granted, I could also get these crests, which might not be a bad idea. I have enough. Then there's also the limited time section. Sometimes I get the rare crests, and most times I look for normal gems. Now, as long as you have the hilts, those are the top 3, and I'd almost argue the normal gems as well. Normal gems are very, very costly with your hilts in here. If you want to get 10 of them, it's 2,000 of your hilts. Now, granted, I have enough, and I could get this, but if I try to do this every week for just a meager 10 more normal gems, this does add up over time. I will not argue that. And your secondary stats are very, 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 very important. Like, right up there with resonance, if not even more important than resonance. Normal gems are the most important thing in the game at this point. So there is that. I could get that myself, but for right now I'm going to hold off. I got all week to think about it and see where I'm at the end of it with my hilts gains. Now, the normal gems, let's go into the next topic here. We have the weekly normal gems. The weekly normal gems, which are very, very, very important. Again, that these are non-negotiable must-do. You absolutely have to do these things. Now, there are multiple ways, depending on where you're at in the game, to get them. Okay? You can do well, we're talking weekly, but I have to bring it up again, the daily party. The daily party of 12 gems per day. So there's that. That's daily, but getting back around to the weekly, there are, if you have unlocked this, that is, be found in Westmarch here. Okay, this is the Abyssal Verge. You can do in groups, and this is your tracker here. for how many you need of the bound and unbound, which the unbound are sellable, but I would highly suggest against that unless you absolutely have to have platinum. Sell them, but I would honestly say you're going to need these for yourself. These are definitely a determining factor in how strong your character is. You'll notice a huge difference between players that sell them off and players that have held on to them. Huge difference. Anyway, or then there's Airborne. This one's mostly solo runs. As long as you got speed, essences, and gear equipped, you're good to go through this one, and Paragon skills. And then this one's mostly for party. Now, if you don't have either one of these unlocked, as a newer player, what you're going to look for is out in the open world when you're running around doing all kinds of activities, you're going to look for hidden lairs. Hidden lairs are your friend as a starting newer player until you unlock these other options. Hidden lairs will be your main source of getting your weekly gems done. Actually, they will be your only source for getting your weekly gems done until you unlock the Abyssal Verge and Erebon. Okay? So, those are absolutely non-negotiable must-dos per week. Okay? So, there's that. Move on to Elder Rifts. Elder Rifts are the next thing that you have to do per week for the Fading Embers. The Fading Embers, FA, as some people, or not FA, FE, Fading Embers, or you can just call them FA sometimes. But anyway, I call it dust. I call it purple dust. These are a must-do per week. Now, you have to get the bonus weekly limit by doing groups with parties. Anyone in a party using a crest will grant bonus embers. You can only get this 120 weekly limit bonus by doing these in groups. And they have to run rare crests. So keep that in mind. This is why... get back in there. This is why I get the Hilt Trader and buy up all the rare crests every week, so that I can generate this along with other people in the groups at the start of the week, most times anyway, and knock this out as fast as possible. And then once you get to the 120, I stop doing parties, and then I take out my crests, and then I run just solo runs to do this. Now, granted, that's just my personal choice. You don't have to. You can still run in groups. You can still get your Fading Embers faster as long as other people still use crests and whatever else. But that's up to you. All right, so there is that. Now, why do you want to get your Fading Ember maximum for the weekly limits maxed out here with the 280 and the 120? Honestly, at this point, I'd like to see this bonus weekly limit attached onto the base weekly limit, so then we can go in parties or we can do solo. But nonetheless, that's where we're still at with those. Now, why do you want to get all your Fading Embers? For those that do not know, this, again, covering all bases from new player to endgame. This is why I explain all these things in detail.
Combining, socketing.
You go to the Gem Service, Apprentice, Jeweler, and you go to Crafting. I've already done it myself. It's not in here anymore. Where's it at? It should be darkened at least. There it is. Okay, right here. The purple legendary crest. This is what I do as a free-to-play player. People ask all the time what to spend your Fading Embers on. Oh, there it is. The purple eternal legendary crest. For 320 Fading Embers whenever you get them stocked up. I just recently crafted one. Today, actually. And so there you go. Once you get the pity on the eternal legendary crest, you will get a 5-star gem, of which will be sellable on the market. And yeah, that's the key thing about the purple crest, is that whatever you get from these gems, the legendary gems that is, you can sell those on the market. Okay, so there you go. That is the top selection out of everything else to spend your Fading Embers on. These other ones, no, definitely not. Random is random. It's not worth it. This is guaranteed over time. So this is the way to go. All right. So that's that.
Well, please come again.
I am so far away from you. I wish they had like a... Anyway, I wish I wouldn't have heard that whole spiel. But nonetheless. All right. Let's see. Here we go. So there is that. Raids. We taught... Oh, the Diablo fight. Now, the Diablo fight week is worth doing every week because you get a legendary. Sometimes with good stats, sometimes not. It all depends on where you're at and how well you're geared. But that one's definitely worth doing at least at the start of the week, or at least one time during the week. If you haven't unlocked, again, you have to finish a story. You have to do the Diablo fight. At that point, you can do it in groups. You can still do it solo if you want. I do find it actually to be much easier once you've completed it. The weekly version of it does seem to be easier overall anyway. But nonetheless, that is there for those of you that have that unlocked. You know, guaranteed legendary out of it, and sometimes very decent stats. So that's worth doing. Terror Rifts. Terror Rifts definitely are another thing up there. Now let's go to the Codex, because honestly, this breaks it down very, very easily. All things to consider for your weeklies. Let's see, bounties. I honorable mention real quick on bounties, because they give you activity points if you turn them in, that is. So that will contribute. The activity points will contribute towards your raising your combat rating and your seeker rate. Well, they call it seeker rating, but it helps with your overall combat rating. So just keep these things in mind as honorable mentions. Elder Rifts, give them whenever you run them. So that's definitely a must do anyway. And then there's the boss challenge for Diablo. That doesn't really provide too much other than a weekly legendary. Random dungeons as well, honorable mention here. Will give you activity points. These things all accrue and build up and will continue to progress your character overall. Terror Rifts, though, try to get in 10 per week so you can get get terror essences along the way that you can turn in for a guaranteed triple once you turn in 10 as you use 10 terror essences. Goodness. Okay. So yeah, that will give you a guaranteed triple legendary, so that will help you progress your combat rating and build your character up even further. Everything synergizes, everything feeds together. You get the idea here. Some of these are kind of forgettable though, honestly. A lot of these things are. So trying to narrow it down as best we can here. Abyssal Verge, yeah, they're all the way down here at the bottom. Here's where you get your Terra Essence turn-ins right here, and then you will get your guaranteed high quality legendary equipment right here for that. So that synergizes. All right, so yeah, that's what Terra Essences are. Whenever you unlock those, mind you, some of you might not have that right away either, so keep that in mind. Let's see what else we got. Oh, weekly gems, I've already said that one. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. That's my main focus as far as the weeklies go. One other thing, though, this real side note, Niza.
Welcome to my own little
Ever since, when you unlock your familiars and when you get enough of them built up, granted, it's going to cost a serious amount of gold to unlock all your additional bonded familiar slots. But once you do, these go faster, thank goodness, because these take way too long, I feel, to complete. Like an obscene amount of time to complete. This is AFK on the sidebar while you're doing other tasks. The only advantage to this, yeah, so especially if you're in a clan right now, what I prefer doing also with my familiars at the start of the week and as a must do is the towers. I send my familiars out to the towers. I build these up as fast as I can, working towards these contribution chests. Now granted, you can run in parties and get your daily gems fast that way.
Well, I have the box for
yes, that is a method. But anymore, I've personally liked just sending my familiars and doing those chests because, now granted, they nerfed this pretty bad. They've honestly nerfed this pretty bad. The battle map here, let's see. I have one chest ready and waiting for me right now. I was waiting to claim this for the video for the sake of it. Now, there is a chance of getting... Where does it show here? Does it show? It doesn't. There's a spot where it shows that we can get stuff out of it. I'm going to go ahead and claim it anyway. I get a rare crest out of it. That's junk. But that's pretty much where we're at with these now. Here it is. Here it is. I had to click on it again. Contribution points can be used to open a contribution chest with the following possible rewards, and that can't stress possible enough anymore because It's been weeks. And if I don't get any this week, this will make it a month now. So whatever happened with the last couple patch updates, these used to be a guarantee in certain towers. These used to be a guarantee. Not anymore. And I've asked across the clan and whatever else to say, hey, have you gotten a legendary crest? And it's like, no, I haven't gotten one in weeks. And I was like, okay, same here. So I think we're all in agreement and consensus that they nerf this into the ground. I don't think these honestly are a possible reward, and if they are, they lowered the drop rate percentage to a abysmal level. So yeah, let me know what your experience has been with this if you've made it all the way to the end here. Yeah, let's put that in. If you made it all the way to the end, let's do the little comments below again, of course. Let's talk about, let's see, let's just call it, oh, I don't know. Usually it's one word. What's the word of the day in this one? Let's just say towers. Let's just go with towers. And then, if you know, you know. If you see it in the comments down below, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I appreciate you as always, of course. But yeah. And also, let me know if you've actually gotten these for the past couple weeks, because I personally have not. I know multiple people, and like I said, I've checked with multiple people in the clans, and they're in agreement saying, no, we haven't gotten a legendary crest from a tower contribution chest in a long, long time. So like I said, if I don't get any this week, from when I've been tracking it myself, it'll be at least a month, maybe just slightly over, since the last time I got a guarantee orange crest out of these things, which is ridiculously stupid and ridiculously annoying, because they used to be in here all the time. Now, as you can see, this one, this is a, what is this, a wilderness tower. This one here doesn't have it listed, so it's, you know, it's a possible rewards. This is the reward list. But as far as those certain towers that we had before, yeah, that was usually in there, and it was usually in there at least out of one of the 3 chests. You'd always at least get one, but not anymore. Not anymore. Blizzard and NetEase at their finest, of course, per usual. But anyway, harped on that enough times before. But okay, there we go. I think that covers pretty much it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this list, and anything else that I might be able to add later for another future video, and any other questions that you might have. Try to make this as a generalized weekly focus of certain things. Again, the normal gems are a must, an absolute must. I'm going to rehash this point again at the end of the video here. Normal gems, above all else. Normal gems. And then I'd say, you know, your Elder Rifts for all the Fading Embers for the purple legendary crest, building up, and then anything that contributes towards your combat rating increase, which is those activity points, which is raids, you know, the random dungeons, that kind of thing, so on and so forth. Use your battle pass as a guideline. That's what it's here for. Use it as a guideline. I've already, and if you're wondering why I haven't claimed these points here, I already did my claim for the week. The battle pass will reset before the end here, and I will claim it next week for the most experience gain at the start of every week, because the server Paragon level goes up at the start of every week, and that's when you get your most experience benefit out of it. So you don't have the deficit so hard here. When you're in the red bar, experience-wise, if you're in green and you're far under the server Paragon, claim it. Claim it all the time. It doesn't matter. But as those of us who are at the, you know, higher in the red bars all the time for experience, and we're being in this XP deficit, usually Monday is when I claim everything, and then I hold off the rest of the week till reset, and then do the whole process over again. But anyway, little side note at the end. Take care of yourselves as always, everybody. Stay safe out there in the real world, fire as always. Until next time, see you.